Welcome back to TK News, where we not only tell stories, but also listen to the deepest things behind the spotlight. Today, we need to talk about something that no one wants to talk about: the worrying health condition of Sam Hogan, a hero not only on screen, but also in the hearts of millions of viewers. Just hours after Sam's representative confirmed that he would be taking a break from some activities to treat a long-term health condition that had never been made public before, the Outlander fan community exploded. Social media was flooded with prayers, old photos, and loving messages for Sam, the man who inspired so many people with his role as Jamie Fraser. But there was one thing that caught the audience's attention in particular: the reaction of Caitriona Balfe, her longtime co-star, who many fans have long believed had a deeper relationship with Sam, more than just colleagues. In a Zoom interview that took place shortly after the news was confirmed, Caitriona appeared in a casual outfit, her face bare of makeup, and her eyes filled with an unmistakable fatigue. When asked about Sam, she was silent. Just for a few seconds, but it was enough to make the host and the audience hold their breath. "Honestly, I still can't believe this is true." She began, her voice small and slightly trembling. "Sam has always been strong. He's so good at hiding his emotions that people who work with him every day sometimes don't even realize what's going on." That emotional answer made many hearts flutter. In the eyes of fans, Sam and Caitriona are more than just compatible co-stars. They are a couple that everyone wants to believe that there is something more real, more sincere behind the lens. I wish I had paid more attention. There were days when Sam came to set looking tired, but he always smiled. Looking back, I feel so stupid. Nothing is more important than health. Caitriona choked up. Soon after, the hashtag #PrayForSamHewan climbed to the top of global trends. Fans everywhere shared old photos, quoted Sam, and sent messages like, "Fight like Jamie Fraser, you're not alone, Sam." But the most touching photo came from a photo. Caitriona shared a never-before-seen photo, a behind-the-scenes moment where Sam fell asleep on a chair with his script still in his hand, and she gently covered him with a small blanket. The caption below the photo was a simple yet profound line. "There are things we never say, but they are always there. I am here for you, like you were there for me." A small gesture, but it created a strong wave of sympathy. Big forums like Reddit, Tumblr even asked the question, will this storm change their relationship? Someone affirmed it's when the challenge is when the true feelings are revealed. Currently, Sam has not appeared publicly. His representative shared that he is actively treating and is truly touched by everyone's feelings. Caitriona continues to be the bridge between Sam and fans. In subsequent interviews, she said, "I'm not sure everything will return to the way it was, but I believe we will find a new version. Stronger, more understanding." And for fans, perhaps the most important thing right now is not how their relationship will be, but that Sam will be okay. No matter how slow, no matter how difficult, as long as he recovers, that's enough. But amidst all the worries, the love between Sam and Caitriona is once again evident. Not through flowery words, but through quiet yet loving actions. A fan wrote, "True friendship is when you're both silent, but still feel everything." And what do you think? Is this a deep friendship or something more being tested in these difficult days? Leave a comment below. TK News will always update the latest news for you. Welcome back to TK News, where silent moments sometimes tell a story deeper than 1,000 words. Following the developments after Sam Hogan's worrying health news, the story between him and Caitriona Balfe has once again stirred up the online community. Not because of the scandal, but because of the human presence of true feelings. Sam's personal Instagram account remained silent. Twitter was also untouched for 2 weeks. But then one night in mid-July, a small act moved the fan community. Sam reposted a behind-the-scenes photo that Caitriona had shared, the moment she covered him with a blanket when he fell asleep from exhaustion, the script still in hand. No name, no tag, no explanation, just a caption. Some people, as long as they're there, everything else can be overcome. The fan community understood immediately. No need to say more. It was a thank you, a silent nod, to the woman who was always there when he was at his weakest, Caitriona. Once again, social media exploded. Not just because of the symbol in the photo, but because of the sincere emotions behind the words. Thousands of people asked if they were just friends, would Sam write like that? An anonymous close friend who has been with both of them for a long time shared with the press. "I wouldn't say they were lovers, but there was a strange energy between them. They didn't need to touch each other, but they understood each other completely. Sam always calmed down when Caitriona entered the room. And Kate, she looked at him with eyes that I've never seen her give to anyone else. That friend also said that during his most severe mental crises, the first person Sam called was Caitriona. Whether it was going on a private vacation or escaping the flashy lights, Sam always invited her to come with him, sometimes just to sit in the woods for a few days without saying a word. That kind of friendship is rare. It's even more lasting than love. An old interview has suddenly resurfaced, as if it were a premonition. On The Late Show with Stephen Colbert in 2020, Colbert joked, "If Sam ever really breaks down and needs someone to take care of him, Caitriona, would you do it?" She replied without hesitation, "I'll be there before he calls." Sam just smiled, but his eyes couldn't hide the emotion, and now we understand she really did. So what's going on with Sam Heughan? His reps are still refusing to reveal details. But according to a source close to him, Sam is being treated for a post-traumatic stress disorder, a result of chronic stress from years of non-stop work. He has been experiencing symptoms such as chronic insomnia, mild eating disorders, unusual weight loss, and social anxiety. Have you noticed? At some recent events, Sam looked haggard, often leaving the red carpet early. But he still worked because of his responsibility to the film crew and because he did not want to worry Caitriona, the silent pillar. After Sam's emotional post, Caitriona continued to keep quiet, but astute fans noticed she left Ireland quietly going to Scotland, where Sam is being treated. No check-in photos, no posts, but a resident near the Inessie hospice shared. She usually comes in the late afternoon, sitting in the garden, sometimes reading a book, sometimes just looking into the distance. She doesn't want to attract attention. But everyone here understands. This is no longer a colleague's responsibility. It's a choice. It's being there for someone when they're at their weakest, when no one else has to be there. And fans ask, if that's not love, then what is? A wave of messages spread across forums: Reddit, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram. I don't need them holding hands on the red carpet. I don't need pictures of them kissing. But if they truly love each other, if that mutual protection is out of love, then I hope they'll be brave with themselves, like they were brave with their characters. So will Sam Heughan return. Currently, his entire schedule has been put on hold. The filming of the final season of Outlander has been pushed back indefinitely. Producers are even considering filming Caitriona's scenes separately to avoid affecting Sam's recovery. However, at a recent press conference, St. Z CEO affirmed, "We cannot replace Sam Heughan, because he is not just Jamie Fraser. He is the heart of Outlander. This is not an end. Maybe this is a new beginning." And then exactly 1 week after Sam's post, Caitriona unexpectedly tweeted a single line: "There will always be light, as long as we don't leave each other in the dark." No name, no tag, but the whole fandom knows that light perhaps is only for one person. Even though Sam Heughan has temporarily stepped away from the spotlight, fans can rest assured he is still loved, with the deepest, quietest, and most lasting love. The story between Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe, if it can be named, is probably not the love in the movies. Not noisy, not public. But it is the kind of love that makes the whole world stop silent for a few seconds to feel. They don't talk much, but every action, every look, every post are all love songs that don't need words. And fans, we just need to look to understand. At TK News, we believe that the truth doesn't always need to be announced. There are relationships that don't need to be confirmed because they have been lived, by presence, by steadfastness, by staying when everything seems to collapse. An audience member wrote a sentence that made our whole team speechless. Love is when the other person doesn't have to say anything, but you still know you're loved. And perhaps that is also the way Sam and Caitriona chose not to say anything, but to stay. Not speaking, but quietly caring. And Sam, will he come back? Can he come back to Outlander, to the audience, to the world? The answer is yes, but not immediately. The most important thing right now is not the role, not the halo. It is Sam, the real person with real wounds who needs to be healed. And if that journey has Caitriona by his side, then no matter how long it takes, no matter how much darkness you go through, the light will still be waiting at the end of the road. Thank you for following TK News. If you feel this story touches you, leave a comment below. What do you think about the relationship between Sam and Caitriona? Is it love soulmates or something more beautiful than both? And don't forget, you don't have to be famous to have someone who loves you in silence. Just someone who stays when you need them most. We are TK News. See you again in the upcoming stories, where the heart is always heard even when it does not speak.